Hello, before we start today's video, which is my Chucky franchise review, I just want to apologise for the reasons of it being late. The Chucky and the Child's Play and the Friday the 13th videos will both be coming out on Tuesday. Also, I've got Evil Dead ready to go just after that as well. So it was due to some technical issues with some of the voice that I've got in there, so I re-recorded. So let's get started with Child's Play. So yeah, as I said, it's Child's Play today, and this is my rankings video for that series of films. As I say, it's not a series that I've had a lot of love for, but I still enjoy every single one of these films. Part one, I struggle with one film. I've got all 8 films on the list, including that remake, which, where it is quite controversial, but we'll get to that when it comes to it. So, my number 8 spot, I'll try to speak properly. My number 8 spot is Child's Play 3. This is the one that I have trouble with, and it's the one that I found easiest to place. For me, Child's Play 3 struggles. As it always is said, the third is the worst, right? In a franchise of films, you get the third being usually the weakest of all of them. Back to the Future. I love number 3, don't get me wrong, but it is the weakest out of the 3. Terminator, if you have the original trilogy of films, Rise of the Machines, weakest of the 3, and so on and so forth. So, you get the idea. Return of the Jedi, and, some other franchises, Spider-Man 3. The third one is the weakest, and that's why number 8 is here. It is the weakest, in my opinion. That whole army, everything, it's years later, and he's grown up, he's a completely different actor. And yeah, I see it as the weakest. So, let's move on to number 7. And number 7 on the list is Seed of Chucky. This is one that I really did want to put higher, but when I thought of the rest of the films, I felt like it didn't deserve to be any higher. Like, Seed of Chucky has problems as well, but I enjoy it to hell. It's a fun film. It's a little bit crazy with the logic in there, but and the ending, how that character is put into 2 different people. Like, the whole Dumbledore thing definitely advances throughout the series, and I like that, but it's a little bit crazy, just a little bit. Interesting though that does get crazier with the idea of putting one soul in multiple bodies. Comes across later, but I don't actually have a problem with it when it comes across that. Next on my list is Child's Play 2. Number 6 is Child's Play 2. Again, from memory, it struggles at times in comparison to the original. But it's still a brilliant film. It just sort of keeps it where it is, but that finale in the warehouse is so much fun to watch, and I always enjoy it when I come to watch it. Sometimes I do enjoy it more than the original, but I still think the original is a better film in this instance. We are getting through this quite quickly today, because I don't have a lot to talk about this series, as it's not probably my top franchise series of films, but it is certainly worth watching. Give you that. So number 5 on my list is Cult of Chucky. This one again I wanted to put higher, and this is that instance where we talk about the spirits, the souls into multiple bodies. There's more than one Chucky doll, and Andy comes back. The original actor who played Andy comes back in this one, and it's fun. It's a really good film. I think a lot of people had a lot of troubles with it because of the way it went. But for me, Cult of Chucky is one of the top in the series, and it really invents it, and it gives it an ending that makes you think, oh my god, where are they going to go next? The next film in the franchise will be very different, no doubt. And the next one to be released was very different, because it was the remake. But the one that's going to continue the series, do I look forward to it? Hell yeah. Is it going to be good? I really don't know, because it's going to go in a completely different direction with Chucky going into the his daughter in real life, Brad Dourif's daughter in real life's body. So Chucky's now a woman. Charles Lee Ray is a woman. Well, Charles Lee Ray isn't a woman. Charles Lee Ray is in the body of a woman. So, you know, it's a bit... whoa. But these multiple Chuckies are so much fun to watch. You know, you got the one without the arm, you got the one with the crazy hair, the one that's got a decent haircut. You know, they even gave Chucky a decent haircut for once. But, you know, it's all really crazy, and I love it. My number 4 spot is the one that came before it, Curse of Chucky. And this really did staple in that new era of things. After the funniness of Cedar Chucky, they tried to do something new with it. And, you know, you're thinking at start, it's sort of, is it set sometime in between 1 and 3? Because of the way Chucky looks. But then you realise it's all peeled off and he's still got the scars from the instances, like from Bride of Chucky that he had. So, you know, it's really a good film. And, you know, you have this little bit with Jennifer Tilly at the end, and Jennifer Tilly's in the doll, but also Jennifer Tilly is Jennifer Tilly, or is the character she plays. So, you know, it's really weird, but it's really good. So, and the whole thing with the wheelchair, the woman in the wheelchair, it really is a good story. And you get a little bit more of Charles Lee Ray in this one, which I love. Brad Dourif, but let's get this right down for a minute. Brad Dourif is a brilliant Chucky. Mark Hamill was good, don't get me wrong. Mark Hamill was a good choice if you're going to replace Brad Dourif. He's not a replacement, don't get me wrong. It's like Freddy Krueger. No, get away. You know, so for me, that's why that's in the number 4 spot. My number 3 spot is the Child's Play remake. Now, I know this will be a lot lower on a lot of people's list, but for me, I love it. I like what they did with it. They brought it into the 21st century with the whole, you know, technological side of things. Really current. That's what I like about it. I understand they were going in a new direction. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. Before I get to my 2 top spots, because my second one will ruin the top spot, I'll give you the usual. Please like, comment and subscribe on my channel. It is much appreciated. And click that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos are uploaded. Let's continue. And we are back. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of my list. We've got 2 left now. We've got 2 films left. I'll give you, at the minute, we've got Bride of Chucky and you've got the original Child's Play. Now, which one do I put at the top? Right? Well, it wasn't that hard of a decision for me, and it was my first dip into the Chucky universe. So, for me, my number 2 spot is that Child's Play original film. For me, it is a brilliant horror film. It's a little bit crazy when you think about it. The idea of, like, a criminal is killed, but before he dies, he puts his soul into a doll, and then that doll ends up on the trolley of a homeless man and the mother of this kid. Andy buys the doll for Andy as a birthday present, and you know they did keep that sort of thing in the remake, but they made Andy's mum a lot younger and a lot more, like, you know, she's not a MILF, but she is a woman you want to have a good night with. So, you know, it was a bit confusing for me. But whereas the original had this woman who, don't get me wrong, she's a pretty woman. This is not the point of my video. But she feels like a mother. Whereas in the remake, she didn't. So that, you know, so the original is definitely better than the remake. Don't get me wrong. But for me, that remake deserves the 3 spot. Now, so you might be wondering, why have I put Bride of Chucky at number 1? My number 1 spot is Bride of Chucky, by the way. You might be thinking, why have I put Bride of Chucky at number 1? Well, there's one simple reason for that, and that is my love for the series started with Bride of Chucky. As I said, it was my first dip into the water that is Chucky and Child's Play series of films, and it does everything right. It does what it needs to do. So, you know, I'm very happy about it. You know, I'm happy with the way they went, in the direction they went. It's a brilliant film with troubles, don't get me wrong. Every film in this series has a trouble someplace. The remake sort of, you know, feels a little bit out of place when you look at the rest of the series, but it still fits. Every piece of this series of films fits. And but yeah, Bride of Chucky was my first, you know, film of this series, and it'll hold a deep place into my heart for a very long time. So that concludes my list for today. What list is next? Do I want to spoil you? Of course I want to spoil you. Come on, you're my guys. So Friday the 13th is going to be my next series of films. Here's the list of my Chucky timeline. Have a gander at it. It's got years next to it as well to give you a little bit of a hand of you know, of where it comes. I always will. These top 4 horror franchises, Halloween, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, and Friday the 13th, top of their game. You know, 3 of the, you know, they're all slasher films. And don't worry, after my Friday the 13th video comes out, I will be diving into some other horror genre, like the sci-fi horror side, like Alien. I may do the Saw series. I may have a look at some of the zombie. I might, you know, I'm not going to do a zombie film franchise, then another zombie film, you know. I will look at some of the best zombie films, and I will tell you, there's a video coming up soon which will tell you exactly what my favourite zombie film is. And it actually comes in my top 3 favourite horror films. It will surprise you. So that's a video for the future that you can look forward to as well. With a collab involved. So yeah, I'm branching out. So that's it for today's video of Scribosphere. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Scribo. This has been Scribosphere. And I'll see you next time, Scribovites.